What's up guys, welcome back to my fourth, I believe, What If battle. Today we have Muteba versus Akoya in present day chapter 55 Omega. I'm going to be theorizing their strengths at the current chapter and if they were going to go up against each other with a to the death battle. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, join the Discord if you want to talk more about these death battles or any other anime and Kengan stuff. Link is in the description. And also let me know down in the comments what battle you want next, as I pick all battles from the comments of my last video. So make sure you enjoy and let's go. So first I'll go over the individual stats and then I'll decide how the battle will play out and then eventually who the winner is. So for Muteba, known as the Genocider, his age currently in Omega is 45, height 199 centimeters and weight 122 kg. His Kengan wins is 2 and Kengan losses is 1, which was against Wakasuki where he forfeited in the Annihilation tournament. For Akoya, also known as the Executioner, they are pretty cool names, the Genocider and the Executioner, so we have that. His age currently in Omega is 33, height is 191 centimeters and weight is 114 kilograms. So Akoya is shorter, but he has a little bit of a weight advantage, I believe. Yep, no, he has, okay, so he's shorter and has a little bit of a disadvantage weight wise to Muteba. His Kengan wins is 42 and Kengan losses is 1, which happened in the Annihilation tournament against Cosmo. I'll talk about his techniques now. So Akoya uses something known as the Taiho Jutsu, which is a rest type fighting style. A fighting style developed by the police officers and intended to subdue opponents. He uses this for his ultimate defense in Kengan matches. And it's also good to note he's considered the character with the fastest reflexes in the Kengan verse. His techniques that we've heard him used by name is known as Shield. Akoya puts his left forearm as if he was holding a riot shield, as he's the captain of the riot shield squadron to police for, and then uses his shielding forearm to reduce any blows away from him. He has a technique known as Ripper, a technique that is, this technique is similar to Ryuto's Razor Edge, but with this one, Ripper is pretty much when he just rips people's skins off, such as like maybe knuckle bones or like the leg bone, just rips it off like an absolute mad lad. And he has a stance of suppression, a stance adapted from Kano Agito's stance and modified to fit Akoya's build. Personally in Firestyle, it is specialized for attack in conjunction with commands, but that's probably won't come into account because, you know, both of them did cheat somewhat in the Annihilation tournament, but I'm going to take it into raw fighting, no cheating involved. And he also has like the word justice that stemmed into his fighting style where he goes absolutely insane and, you know, all my justice shall prevail, and you know, everyone knows about this guy. Absolute insanity. In Kengan Omega currently, we've actually seen him have a Kengan fight where he fought against Geya Ryuki, the secondary protagonist for Omega, and he actually defeated Ryuki, but it's stated that Ryuki hesitated at the end of the fight, which allowed Akoya to get a pretty big blow on him, which made him to win the fight, and then he went for the kill, but then he realized he was stopped by bodyguards pretty much. But yeah, so we've seen his power in Omega being able to best the likes of Ryuki. For Muteba's powered abilities, he's pretty much a master of silent killing. That's what he's known as. He's a mercenary. His attacks center around performing the most efficient, pragmatic, and lethal strikes using minimal movement. This includes eye and ear gouging, crushing the testicles, and snapping or jabbing the jaw. His only named technique that he likes to use is called Heart Jab, an ancient Chinese assassination technique known as the Heart Jab. The user's finger passes through the skin and muscles, slips under the ribcage, and directly taps the bottom of the target's heart, killing them. He tries using this jab for most of his fights, even when he was fighting like the likes of Wakasuki, who he forfeited against. He tried jabbing the side of his neck and ended up forfeiting because he realized he wasn't going to get through that thick muscle that Wakasuki has all across his body. So there we have there. It's a master assassin, and we haven't seen Muteba go all out because in the fight against Wakasuki, he wasn't really losing by any means. It was kind of pretty equal, and if anything, he was winning at the current state of the fight, but he had pretty much given up the fight pretty much. But it's just good to mention that he is fully blind currently in Omega, so there we go. Now to predict their strengths currently in Omega, we've seen Akoya's strength in Omega being able to best Ryuki. From what we've seen, he's gone a bit more insane since the Annihilation tournament, his strength has gone up and his techniques have improved slightly, not fully. Muteba, we have seen him in the manga as being offered a spot against the tournament against Purgatory. It is a mention that Akoya is fighting for a Kengan against Purgatory. We don't know if Muteba is guaranteed to be fighting, but he has been offered a spot to fight for them, so we still don't know for that. I assume that Muteba is slightly stronger, maybe has some more techniques, and the main thing that's going to go around with this fight is how strong Muteba will be at his absolute prime, not giving up, just going all at it. The one thing Muteba will need to worry about during the fight is Akora's insane reaction time, as stated the fastest in the whole series, and to be able to get that heart jab off, or a technique that will be lethal to Akoya, he'll need to deal with that insane reaction time, which allows him to dodge a lot of attacks or parry a lot of attacks, more parry than dodge. But also need to consider if Akoya goes Justice Bloodlusted mode, where he just loses his mind and kind of forgets his whole game plan. That will play an issue with his reaction time, where he just doesn't really care and just goes in for the kill. Now I'll talk about how the fight will play out. So the fight will start out, I believe they know each other's abilities somewhat, so he'll know that Muteba is blind. So Akoya, he's a scumbag. He'll just, do whatever he can to deafen Muteba to get whatever advantage he can. But the thing would be, I think physical strength wise, I think Muteba has the advantage, and sure, technique and experience, I also believe Muteba has the advantage over Akoya. But the one thing that's gonna separate them is Akoya's reaction time or reaction speed. For Muteba to get around that, he's gonna have to find a way to counter his reaction speed and get through his riot defense, pretty much, shield defense, and not get hit by any like ripper techniques or gets pretty much parried too much where he won't be able to use his heart jab anymore. But I believe Muteba has enough smarts and intelligence and fighting experience to get around his Akora's reaction speed to land not a lethal blow, but a blow that will damage Akoya, and this will most likely lead him into going into Justice Rampage mode. This is where Muteba will take a bit more damage. Akoya will go in for the kill and maybe try and deafen Muteba so he could get the easy clear advantage. But while this is happening, he'll lose his pretty much insane reaction speed. It won't be as strong, and his ability to use his shield and his stance to just avoid most attacks. And this is where Muteba will most likely get the advantage and maybe land the heart jab. Both of them aren't scared to kill each other. As we know, Muteba is a mercenary, and if they're both going to fight for the death, we'll see Muteba's true power. I believe if he went full power 2 years in the Annihilation tournament against Wakatsuki, it could have been a high difficulty battle where he could have even won. I still think Wakatsuki would have taken the victory just purely based on his muscle density and how long it would have taken Muteba to actually do some real damage, but I think it would have been extreme difficulty and it could have gone either way. So Muteba could easily be the level of Wakatsuki if he tried his absolute best, and after 2 year time scale, I believe he is at that level of greatness. Akoya, as we saw, was able to defeat Ryuki and can go absolutely insane and take out people with single techniques, but I don't believe he has what it takes to take out Muteba if he isn't able to counter all of his pretty much heart jabs and not go into Justice Rampage Bloodlust mode. If Akoya doesn't go in Justice Bloodlust Rampage mode and stays calm throughout the whole fight and just deals with the heart jab and avoids their attacks, I believe Akoya will be able to win the fight only if he stays in normal calm mode, but that's not really part of his character, especially against a tough opponent like Muteba. He'll most likely go into Justice Crazy mode, and Muteba isn't the best guy, so Justice Boy might have some reason to just kill Muteba, so we have that. So most likely what will happen is it'll start off on Akora's side, but then Muteba will eventually get an attack and Akoya will start getting annoyed about doing the same thing over and over again, and then he'll go into Justice Crazy mode, and that's where it'll be a pretty much rampage back and forth on each other, where Akoya will eventually lose by losing his mind slightly and then getting hit by a hard jab, which will probably finish his life and end him pretty much. So Muteba is my pick for the winner of the fight currently. We haven't seen his full power, and I believe his full power would be above Akora's full power, and if Akoya goes Justice mode, it's all over for him. He won't be able to pretty much win the battle at that point. But if he doesn't and stays calm, it's more in his favor. But for going for character, how it will most likely play out, Muteba is my pick for the winner of this fight. And yep, that's my 4th What If battle. The winner goes to Muteba. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts of the battle in the comments. Who do you think will win? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Doesn't matter. Let me know your thoughts on how the fight will play out. Anything I missed, if I missed anything about their characteristics or how the fight will play out. I can't wait to see both of them in the fight against Pokito. We'll finally see their full power. And yep, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you enjoyed, join the Discord. I'll be in the Discord probably later today in the voice chat to talk about anything if anyone wants to go in there. And that's it for today's video. Peace.